right, you're welcome back again, and you're with Zamil and Annie. We're going to talk today about retirement transformation. This is a one-of-a-kind conference that's coming up, and yes, there you go. Dutifully being held by Zamil here. Right, let's welcome our guest in the studios. We've got on our right-hand side here, Carol Yip, personal financial coach, Abacus for Money. And of course, next to Carol is Pradeepan Kannan, advisor, Probe Research. Good morning.
Morning. Right.
Thanks for joining us this morning.
Well, guys, retirement transformation, redefining retirement for Malaysia. And okay, this is happening on the 3rd of August. So, Carol, let's start with you. The important elements of having this conference, why are we going to have this?
Basically, I think we are not different from other Asian countries. We are aging society, and if you look at the statistics, within the next 15 to 20 years, we will have about 10% of our population in the aging group.
Sort of similar like Europe,
exactly.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, Asia is slowly becoming like Europe. Yeah.
So the purpose is actually we want to bring the positive light about retirement, you know, something that we look forward to enjoy life. Right. But unfortunately or fortunately, we don't really have the support system yet, you know, like aging care, nursing care, and even simple things like, you know, continue to work, you know, to keep one busy.
Okay.
So that's what we want to say. Like you mentioned earlier about retiring at 55 is just way too young.
It's not too young, that's
well,
true.
actually, I would like to show to you guys, thank you to our guests for actually providing this to us. Not ready for retirement.
Let me take this away.
Okay.
It's just
No, read this one.
Okay, not ready for retirement. Here we go.
So if the camera can zoom in.
Wow, willing and able to work past 55. Now, it's very interesting that you're seeing this because that's exactly what you find a lot of people doing. They retire and then they become taxi drivers. And these could be very, very well-educated men and women. You have women out there who are actually going into driving taxis. And I think they like it because they've got their own time. But what we want to ask is this, when you have things like this, what kind of agenda or program do you have in the conference to bring about the awareness on early retirement or maybe retirement beyond your retirement?
Right. Of course, we have the international speakers. We have 4, one from India, Japan, Australia, and Singapore, and they'll bring with wealth of experience, you know, how they have experienced it, especially Japan. And of course, India, you know, there's a huge population. And again, you know, Dr. Shailu will talk about employment for older people. And I think more importantly, in the business community, no, there has to be two sides, you know, employee willing to work and employer willing to employ.
Right.
So that's where we want to achieve a balance where, you know, employer appreciate the talent, the experience, and the knowledge, and then employee, they themselves are very excited mentally, physically, and continue to work. And especially now we're talking about Malaysia having not enough people, you know, lack of manpower, brain drain, you know. So to us at least, the 50-something is where there's or 60-something, there's a huge pool of talent. And if you look at around Asia, even like now Singapore, Japan, they're talking about retire even much earlier, 65 to 67. And psychologically, if you're mentally active, our health also become, you know, we don't age that fast. And if you look at old active people, they don't really need to visit the doctors and things like
they don't look old actually, they look really young.
That's right.
Now, Pradeepan, for you, in terms of where you're coming in under Probe Research, how do you play a role in this conference?
Where I come in is to get the media to play a role here, because in order for this retirement conference to actually succeed, or rather the retirement initiative in Malaysia to succeed, we need the media to play an important role.
That's right.
A critical role. Media needs to disseminate the information out there to the mass public, to the private sector, the public sector, because a lot of companies, for instance, and organizations, not just in the public sector, but even the private sector, they have this mindset that once they reach this
55, you're done.
Okay, you're done. Interesting, because Zamil mentioned earlier on, I heard about the mentoring. That is a very critical point, because you still have the talent there which can be used for mentoring. You know, so all these factors are very important. So the media is very critical in this, to disseminate the information, to create the awareness, to also to create the financial awareness as well, because a lot of people do not realize that they do not have enough money.
That's true.
Once they retire, the EPF money, according to survey research, proves that it only lasts, what, maximum 5 years. So what happens after that?
But do you think that our industry is ready to take on retirees? Do we have that kind of mindset?
Infrastructure as well. Yeah.
Again, this is the beginning of the whole new era, I would like to say. You know, whether we are ready or not, look at it, do we have a choice?
That's right.
You know what I mean?
We are in aging society.
Yeah, and I like to believe all Malaysians are able to do anything if you put our mind to it. And if you look at it, there's so many good role models or countries that's already done it. So I said, really, that's really not a difficult thing at all.
Yeah.
And as you can see, for the past weeks, you see even the newspaper, they talk a lot about it. So my sense tells me that yes, we are ready to do something. But question is, how do we do it? And who are the stakeholders? The government, the business community, all right? Of course, Malaysians like you and I, all of us, and of course the NGOs, we have to support the NGOs and any community centers. Because like what Ben said, you know, we have to be very consistent in transpiring the messages down to the grassroots.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we have a caller, hopefully it's a retiree.
Hi,
giving
good
his own
morning.
views. Good morning. Good morning, caller.
Hello.
You are on the air with us. Hello.
Hi, are you
Hello,
still
hello.
there?
Okay,
I
please
think
call
we
us back.
lost him.
Right.
Okay.
Well,
Please do call us back.
Carol, being a personal financial planner or coach, right? How can retirees plan themselves financially to face retirement? You know, when they're already in their 50s, closer to retirement age already. There's not much, how should I say,
Time.
frame, right, for them to plan. For us, we can still plan, right? But what about for those who are already in their 40s, late 40s, 50s already? Yeah.
Okay, I think like to say that in the first thing, don't think that, oh, I'm reaching 55, there's really not much time. To be honest, from 55, you have another 20 good years to live.
Yeah.
So actually you have a lot of time. And to me, planning is about taking action. Simple things like even daily money management. So a lot of time when people start to think about the future, they get a bit worried. So to me, it's don't even think about that, but start today. What can you do in terms of your salary, your expenses, and slowly build up the confidence to start achieving your retirement dreams or goals. And I have always told my client, don't worry, you have a lot of time, you can do it now. So that's the positive attitude, that's what I'm trying to say.
I think most of us plan not to retire that soon anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Right?
I don't think we have 55 in our minds.
And always think that retirement is a second-time career.
Yeah.
Yeah, find
That's
a job that you really enjoy.
That's right, that's
Yeah.
right. That's something we can do. Now, Pradeepan, coming back to you, how do you think retirees can contribute beyond their age? What do you think are the sectors? I mean, if you go into the private or the public sector, what do you think they can do?
Okay, that's actually an interesting topic because in developed nations, like for instance Europe and so on, if you notice, if you go overseas, you land in the airport, you have a tour guide. The tour guide tend to be retired people.
Okay.
You go to, then you come back to Malaysia, you look at the supermarkets and all that, the people who are doing the cleaning, the people doing the trolley pushing and all that,
And
they are
security.
foreign workers, right?
Yeah.
So, but you go back to the European nations, these are done by retirees. See, when you get the retirees back, actually you don't have to go so far. Even in Singapore, you go to McDonald's and all that, you see retirees. And I think the culture here is slowly changing towards that area as well. So if it's fully changed, then you can have the retirees helping out in areas where you don't need to rely on too much on foreign labor
Right.
in areas where you don't need so high skilled jobs. For instance.
Like to add on also, that is of course the other category. Then how about management category? You know, there's this generation, right? Like they say the young people are good in certain area, and the older ones are better in the other area. So that's why I said, look at people in a positive side. You know, all of us have a negative side. Say we don't work hard enough, you know, or we are not motivated. But if you look at different generation, each of them have the different skills. Like I have a lot of. Some people, the HR people say, some older people, they come to work every day, right? And
They're quite motivated to
exactly.
come in. Yeah.
And then, of course, now we're talking about work-life balance. Probably we can have options like flexi hours, you know, for older people, so that they can still achieve some of their life, wishes, and at the same time they come to work. So again, HR people, bosses, really look into the whole organization and how we can let older people fit into the whole structure.
Now, for people out there, if I'm assuming that you still have seats available
Yep.
for them to
Yep.
attend this,
Yes.
maybe you can give out a quick shout out to the viewers.
Yep.
Okay.
Where
if
and
they're
when?
Interested in, yeah, where, when, and what? Do they have any fee to pay?
Yeah, okay. We are giving a special at 425 ringgit with a 600 worth of free training on financial planning.
Okay.
And it's going to be held in Sime Darby Convention Center,
Yep.
8:30 until 6 o'clock. And 3rd of August is next Tuesday.
Right.
So one day only, 3rd of August.
Yeah.
Yeah, 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Yeah, and it's going to be a place where you can ask questions. It's going to be a discussion forum, you know, things that you want to know. Experts will be there to help you.
All right, and you have a lot of renowned speakers coming in. Maybe you can share a little bit about the speakers
Yep.
themselves.
As well as the issues that needs to be addressed.
Okay,
Yeah.
we have Tadaki Masuda from Japan. He's a director of Council for Aging, and he'll bring with you all wealth of how Japanese, you know, experience aging. And then we have Dr. Shailu from India, and like I said, employment is her forte. We have Roland from Australia, bring wealth of information about how retirement living is all about, retirement villages, nursing care. And we have Kim Walker from Singapore, will tell the business people actually projected in terms of research study. Another 15 years time in Malaysia, we have about more than 10 billion ringgit worth of business coming from the social silver society.
Right.
So can you imagine that, you know, that wealth of business opportunities? So
Right.
yeah, it's a good day to meet people. Yeah.
Well, the information is there on the screen, 0377123212 or 77123213. You can also log on to the website for more information, which is www.kmdc.com.my.
That's right. So if you want to know more about what the retirement, your retirement is going to be looking like, maybe you'd like to spend some time on the 3rd of August at Sime Darby Convention Center.
Yeah, make it a whole day event.
Yeah, just you know, take a day off
8:30
and,
to 6 p.m.
do something about it. It might just be informative for you.
Carol.
Carol, sorry. One last advice, maybe between you and Pradeepan, that you can shout out to the viewers out there. What would you like to tell them?
I think this will be a great platform for people and private sector, public sector, even, and also the public to come and attend this conference, because it's to create an awareness, because a lot of companies, they tend to lay off their workers at 55. But remember, these people can still contribute, and besides, they have the knowledge and superiority compared to external trainers from outside. They do not have the knowledge about the company's ins and outs. So these retirees are important part of the
Workforce.
organization,
Yeah.
and they need to be continuously given the opportunity to make the company and organization work better.
Can I just
And
add
Carol?
on?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's also a time when you come and voice out what are your issues and frustration. And we're talking about national economic model.
Yeah,
You know, in
yeah.
10 years' time, we want to achieve a higher income level society.
That's right.
And I said, people in their 50s, 60s are actually part of this society, and we want them to retire well and have a sustainable retirement.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, fantastic.
Oh, thank you very much,
Yeah,
guys.
thanks
Thank
both
you.
of you. And of course, retirement transformation, if you'd want to know more, 3rd of August, Sime Darby Convention Center, really good place for you to go and learn more about what's happening and what you can do as well.
And of course, kmdc.com.my, that is the website for you to look out
That's
for.
right. So stay with us as we cover more of the other topics coming your way. So don't go away. Zamil and Nani is still in the studios with you.
Don't go away.